New research has confirmed a reality that was fairly self-evident all along. Leftists are more depressed than right-wingers. The CDC studied depression in young people and found a divergence in political ideology. Left-wing Vox writer Matthew Iglesias covered the study in his Substack article, and he concluded, quote, breaking things down by gender and ideology, they find that liberal girls have the highest increase in depressive effect and conservative boys have the least. But liberal boys are more depressed than conservative girls, suggesting an important independent role for political ideology. He also acknowledges how progressive politics have become, quote, a more congenial home for people who are miserable. The trend of progressives to catastrophize every single issue is also generating pessimism and hopelessness in young people. Iglesias accurately summarized one of the causes in this depression of young people when he wrote, quote, poor behavior by adult progressives, many of whom now valorize depressive effect of a sign of political commitment. This is a phenomenon I've talked about numerous times before, how the neurodiversity movement, the mental health industry, and the culture in general is glorifying forms of depression and mental illness as not something to be treated privately with discretion, but something to almost be proud of and to externalize at every single available opportunity. The incredible rise in the numbers of Gen Z kids embracing LGBT ideology also feeds into this. Such identities often intersect with unhealthy lifestyles based around drugs, hollow promiscuity, and a perceived sense of permanent victimhood. The right really is missing a trick when it fails to point out that adopting left-wing beliefs is an almost surefire path to abject misery. That meme of the young girl before she goes to college looking stable, attractive and wholesome, then coming out of college looking like a stereotypical Antifa mugshot, isn't just a cliche, it's real. Constantly wallowing in self-loathing, racial guilt and grievance-fueled self-pity is a recipe for lifelong despair. This all cements the premise. If leftism is dependent on perpetuating itself by creating generation after generation of depressed people, this explains why it promotes vacuous, degenerate, hedonistic, morally relativist lifestyles that make young people significantly more vulnerable to long-term melancholy. Get early access to videos, exclusive live streams, and personally DM me. You've seen how much I get demonetized all the time. Well, this is how you support me. By subscribing at pauljosephwatson.locals.com. Please click the link in the description.